Good day, guys. Long time no see. I'm so glad to be back, and I decided to make a little sum of neurofunk drum and bass. And today we are going to take a look at how to make it one of the neurobasses from this drop. And here's the sound that we are aiming for. Okay, let's start from scratch and select the first oscillator's type. It's going to be the Rhythm Mass 4. Let's shift the octave to -1 and increase the unison by 4. Set the detune in this position. Set blend at 12 o'clock and move the level all the way down. We are going to automate it using the LFO1, which will be looking like this. Actually, I have a preset for this type of curve, which is something like this. You can just copy this one. We are going to turn on the trigger and turn on the LFO triplets and set the rate at 1 1/4 triplet. Nice. Let's drag it to the level of the first LFO and set it at around 60 or 70. Nice. Let's turn on the second oscillator and set it to the dist dot. Set the octave to -3 and unison at 10. This could be quite resource intensive, so you can reduce it if you like, and set the blend at 30. Let's move on the level of this oscillator because we are going to FM from B on the first oscillator, and also drag the automation to this knob. Set it at around 10%, and we are going to move this controller at 65 or something like this. And let's select sync as a warp type on the second oscillator and move it up. Nice, this sounds like what we are looking for. Let's use a high pass filter HP12. Set it at around 250 Hz and move the LFO1 at the cutoff of this filter. Hold Shift Alt and click on it to make it bipolar and move it all the way up. Move the resonance all the way down. Set the drive at around 30%, frequency at 3 o'clock, and automate it using our first LFO. Set it at -70. Let's raise the semitone of the second oscillator at 7. And add a bit of a detune, like this. Turn on the sub, select this type called round rect, set the octave at -1, move the level all the way down and drag the LFO to it. And let's select the noise, it's going to be the bright white. Set the pitch at around 70, move the level all the way down and let's automate it at somewhere around 5. Make it real subtle. Let's go to the second LFO, make it look like this, set it to the 1.5 and drag it to the wavetable position of the second oscillator. To add a bit of the movement to the sound. Nice. Let's raise the master volume all the way up. Turn on the hyper dimension on the fixer step. Set the mix of the hyper at 30%. Size of the dimension all the way down. And the mix at around 20%. 25 will be just fine. Also, let's turn on the EQ. Set both EQ bands to bell and let's automate it a bit. Drag the first LFO to the frequency, set it up like this, raise it at around 9 or 10 decibel, drag it to the frequency on the second band, move the gain down at around -8 decibel. And finally, let's use the multiband compressor with the high frequencies at around 94, the mids at 114, and let's completely get rid of the compression on the lows. Set the gain at around 10 decibels. You can also play with the filters values. Okay, we've done on the Serum side, and let's take a look at the post-processing of this sound. Here I've used the multiband compressor. With a bit of the boosting on the mids and on the master. It's quite massive boost. You can use pretty much any compressor you like to achieve the same result. A tiny bit of the EQing going on. And there's a very massive influence of the frequency shifter, as you may hear, which makes the sound kind of talking and wobbly. And another bit of EQing with low cut. And some stereo imaging. This makes the sound more narrow on separate frequencies. You can achieve pretty much the same result by simply reducing the width of the Serum preset. See, it makes it mono. This extreme stereo, but I prefer using the multiband stereo imaging to make it sometimes a little wider on the high and narrow on the low frequency. And that's pretty much it. Here's what we've got so far. course, as always, you can find this particular project as well as all of the Serum presets and samples from it on my Patreon page. So go ahead and check this out. There are a lot of interesting content which will be updated real soon. Let me know what you think about making a neurofunk in the tempo of 155. It's almost a rhythm mixed with neurofunk, so let me know what you think about my experiments. Thank you so much for your attention. Hope this tutorial was useful to you, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I will keep posting a lot of interesting content real soon. Don't forget to hit like and leave a comment so I could know what you think about my tutorials. Have a nice day, and we will see you in my next video. Bye!
Try to forget, try to forget.